Choo choo. Okay, isn't this cool? I've been wanting to restore this for a long time. I've had it in my drawer for probably 6 years. This is a Barclay train. It's fairly small. You can see here's a regular Hot Wheels. You can see how the size of it is pretty small. And this is die cast. This isn't their normal. When you think of Barclay, I think of more lead, lots of lead, and really heavy. This is not it. Not this. This is pretty normal old die cast. It's not as old as a lot of the Barclay stuff that I've done before. This is probably from the 60s, but maybe mid 60s. I'm taking a guess there. I don't know. The wheels are metal. Okay, so you can see the wheels are metal. And actually, they use, you can see it's basically a nail that they've crimped on this end. So I might be able to save these axles. I do want to take these off because it's going to be difficult to spray this with the axles, with the wheels on. So I'm going to shine them up all separately. We're going to have 3 different colors. I'm going to keep it the same colors that they are, blue, black, and red. And lots of times these are broken. Right here, or like right here will be broken. This is in really good shape. Really pleased with this. It's gonna need some cleanup. Definitely has some work to do. This is a big project. A fun one though. It's gonna look so cool when it's done. So I'm gonna start out by getting these axles off. So what I ended up doing was filing them down. Which is not quite as ideal, but I think I'll still be able to use these axles. Yeah, I hope so. So now I just have to do that another 5 times. All right, so these axles for the engine were pretty crusty, so they're going to need some cleaning. Otherwise, that wasn't too bad at all. Now getting them back on might be a whole nother story. So I've strung these on a wire just so it'll be easier to get them out of my stripper tank. And they're going to stick in here and stay in there for, a while. While we're waiting for that, I want to show you this awesome corgi that I found. Man, this thing's awesome. It's a Mack truck. You can open up and look at the engine. It needs a lot of work. And look at this, the trailer. You can back up and it locks in. You can drive away. That's so cool. Got doors that open. This is just one of the coolest toys I've seen in a long time. It needs all sorts of work, but this is going to make a good video someday. So I left them in for about 12 hours, and got the paint came off really easily. Sloughed off the only one that had problems with the black. And you can see a little bit still in there that I might still need to get out. But what we can see here is the underneath metal has got a lot of corrosion. And you might think, well, that's not going to do anything. Slap some primer on it, not a big deal. Well, my experience is that it really does show up. Here's an example. I made a mistake here. This is an example of a car that I did not remove the corrosion. I just painted right over it. And as you can see, that looks terrible. Terrible, terrible. This is embarrassing. I'm showing you to show my mistake, so this is going to have to get totally redone. It's just something I forgot about. It's been a long time since I've done this. But anyway, so I'm going to remove as much corrosion as I can. First, I'm going to do it chemically. So I'm going to use a product. So I'm going to use a product called Lime Away. And it's a sulfamic acid. And what it will do is it will eat away at the corrosion first, leave the metal. It will eventually hurt the metal, so I can't just leave it in there for long. I'm going to start with this guy. And so what I'm going to do, got on this hook, and I'm going to set it in here. And you're going to see already we got bubbles as it's starting to do its thing. And I'm going to leave it in there for about 3 minutes, pull it out to see what it looks like, and then put it back in if I think it still needs some more. I don't want it to affect the base metal. So that worked really well, kind of surprisingly well. I've used hydrochloric acid in the past that was very aggressive. This took a little bit longer. And I still need to clean it up a little bit with a wire wheel or with some steel wool, but it turned out really well. What really surprised me is, look at that. I thought I would have swore I got all of the paint off of this, but there's a ton of a really light coda on this. In fact, it just kind of wipes off right now. So I still need to clean this off. I guess that it oxidized or something, not quite sure. And the acid ate that oxidation away and revealed the paint. Interesting. So I'm going to clean these up, and when you next see them, they should be about ready for paint. And then we need to discuss how we're going to paint these guys. All right, so that took very little time, and they look a lot nicer. Lots of nicks. Look how rough that is. So I might do some sanding. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of that casting line because you guys know me. I like the casting lines. It's how they originally were. If it's an obvious mistake, we'll fix it, but that's not a mistake. That's just part of it. But I might do some sanding right in there because that's pretty rough. This one's really good. So yeah, after a coat of primer, this is definitely going to need a light coat of primer to fill in all these little dings. But I think that we're going to be in good shape. I need to get those windows. Those windows are really hard to get at. I'm going to have to get a pick to get at those. Okay, so I primed them with black style res. And yeah, it's this stuff right here. You've seen me use it before. And the reason I went with black is because these colors were kind of subdued. They were not super bright. And particularly the coal car was black. So I don't want these to be super vibrant colors. And the black should help me with that. So this turned out really nice. I like how these look. Paint job did as well as I can expect, considering my skill level and the quality of the what's underneath. I could have puttied this and made this smooth. I did sand it, sand the light dings out, but there's some heavy ones. I decided to keep it like it was, and I clear coated them. And I tell you what, guys, this is my favorite clear coat. I've used 2K, I've used the Createch stuff, I've used Pledge, I've used probably half a dozen different clear coats, and this is the one that just consistently has the best results for me, and I don't have to worry about it clogging up my airbrush. So for the wheels, I've made a very controversial choice, I'm sure. And I was planning on saving these axles, but they're in pretty bad shape, some of them. Not all of them, some of them in pretty good shape. But this one's like almost rusted through in a couple spots. And if I just replaced it, and then I have, something that's dull with something brand nice new next to it, it's not going to look right. So I'm going to replace them all. And these rivets are pretty close. So that'll go in like that. Looks pretty good. Looks real good, actually. All right, so here it all is. It looks great. I'm really pleased with how it looks. So it looks on that side with the crimped axles. Big improvement. If you remember, this is the before, and now we've got the after. And I appreciate you guys watching, especially as I'm starting this channel up again. It kind of feels like I'm starting it from scratch. I appreciate those of you that have commented. There was 4 comments on my last video. They were all really positive, and you guys have no idea how much that encourages me. So thank you for that. And I've got some really cool things planned for us. I think I might do a repair next time instead of a restoration. That'll allow me to just play around a little bit more. But I've got all sorts of cool plans. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy it with me. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.